Hey everybody, this is Josh Otten with JOG Real Estate, and I have the pleasure today to talk to Mr. VA, I call him, Darrell Moses. He's a realtor on JOG Real Estate and Associates real estate team. So today we wanted to talk about VA loans. You know, especially being in San Diego, it's a big military town, and where we are here in Santa, we got Miramar right here. We meet a lot of military active and also no longer active. I don't want to sound silly, but what's it called?
Retired military, and we also get people who are just separated from the military.
So, thank you for your service. I'm sorry that I'm a civilian and I don't know all the acronyms and all that stuff, but that's why we have Darrell on the team, okay? So we wanted to talk a little bit about VA financing and the VA loan. There's a lot of misconceptions about the VA loan. It's a very cool loan if you can get it. And today we're going to answer some of the most common questions, right, and kind of get into it. Okay. So I wrote down some questions I wanted to ask you. And I asked him before this to make sure that I didn't surprise him with too many things. So why use, this is a simple question, why use VA financing?
Well, the biggest advantage of VA financing is there's no down payment as long as you meet as long as the price doesn't go over the appraisal price. That's the biggest advantage to VA financing.
Yeah.
The other thing is you'll get a lower interest rate because it's government secured. So the government guarantees the loan, you get a lower interest rate. Also, the VA rules, they limit how much closing costs can be charged to you. So also the lenders either pick that up or the seller will have to pay some of those closing costs.
So if the closing costs go above a certain level, then other parties in the transaction, like the lender,
the lender can pay for some of it, or the seller can pay for some of it.
That's awesome. Okay. How much will VA finance? Like if I wanted to buy a $500,000 home or $1 million home, what's the limit on VA financing?
Well, the standard limit on VA financing it's different in each state and different in each county.
Okay.
Here in California, in San Diego County, the limit is $580,750.
Okay.
For a normal house. Mm-hmm. Now, if you qualify, there is a VA jumbo loan that'll take you up to $1.2 million if you can qualify.
Wow. Okay. And the difference on a jumbo loan is the interest rate isn't as good, right?
Right. The interest rate isn't as good. There's a few other rules in there that's going to have to be met.
Okay. So maybe someone who flies a Blue Angel looking for a 1.2.
They might, and some guys who are retired. Once you retire, you get another job, and you make a lot of money. You might can qualify in there.
Okay, got it. Blue Angels just went over my house last weekend, so that's why it's still on my mind. So what fees are involved in a VA loan? You said there's no down payment, right? Or there's no closing costs and things like that. In terms of getting the loan, there's no down payment for that. What are some of the other fees that are involved?
Well, the big fee involved is the VA funding fee. That's for just a regular loan with no money down. That's 2.15% of the loan. Now that sounds like a lot of money, but if you're looking at no down payment,
right,
and you're thinking about a conventional loan with 20% down,
right,
or even a conventional loan with 5% down,
yep,
you're still 2.15, a lot lower than that.
Sure.
And you don't have to pay that out of pocket. That's rolled back into the loan.
Okay.
Or you can pay it out of pocket if you so desire.
Okay.
Now you can lower that fee too. There's a couple ways to lower it. Number one is to pay down on it. If you pay 5% to 9% down, you can lower it to 1.5%.
Got it.
If you can go over that and get to about 10% down, then you can get it down to 1.25%. And one other big caveat to that is if you're disabled and you're getting any kind of disability check, it's waived totally.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. Okay. So what if somebody's already used their VA loan before, right? They've already used that benefit. Can they use it again? And what are the rules behind that?
Absolutely. You can use your VA. There's no limit on how many times you can use your VA. As long as you satisfy the VA loan that you had before, either pay it off or you got to sell the house, then you can reuse that loan. Also, you can use the loan in conjunction with another loan. In other words, if you're say you're on the East Coast, you buy a house in the East Coast, right, then you get assigned to San Diego, you don't want to sell a house on the East Coast, you can keep that house, rent it out, get here, and if you have enough money left on your loan for the government to guarantee a loan out here, you can use it again and have two loans simultaneously.
Got it. Okay, so if I owned a small rental in Houston, right, and it
Right.
was, let's say it cost me $100,000, I still have $80,000 left on the loan. Whatever's left over, I can use that here in San Diego.
Yes, that's kind of how it works.
Okay.
There's a VA, they have a way they figure all that out, equation they figure that out on. But yes, that's essentially what would happen. You have enough there to cover it here, they'll give you that.
Okay. Now I'm looking for a detached home. I'm looking for a condo. I'm looking for a townhome. What kind of homes can I buy with a VA loan?
Detached homes, no problem. Condos, you have to be, for a condo to be financed with VA loan, it has to be on the approved VA list.
Okay.
All lenders have that list.
Yep.
So they can look it up and tell you if the area you're looking at has that on there. Townhomes are no problem. They can be financed just like a detached home.
Right.
Mobile homes or manufactured homes, they can be financed with VA loans as long as they're on a permanent foundation.
So I want one. I'm ready. Where do I go to get a VA loan?
You just
Do I have to go to VA office to get one?
No, absolutely not. In the past, you did have to go to VA, get a VA certificate, and then you had to go find a lender.
Okay.
Today, you just go directly to a lender. Just look up the lenders, and they'll tell you. Most lenders have it listed on their websites, or talk to your real estate professional. He'll know who has VA loans.
Yep.
You go directly to the lender. The lender can give all the approvals and everything there for those loans. They don't have to go to the VA at all anymore.
Okay. And most lenders will offer the VA loan as well.
Most lenders that I've seen do offer VA loans.
Yeah, a lot of the banks too. Okay. How long does the process take from the time I go and I talk to a lender to the time that I get my pre-approval letter saying that I can use my VA loan?
It takes about 30 days. That would be the long end of the spectrum, but most of the lenders I talked to today are getting it at about 25 days.
Okay.
So it's takes no longer than a regular conventional loan or an FHA loan.
Okay, so the minute I actually put an offer in on a house and go into escrow, it can take 25 days?
Yes.
Got it. Wow, that's great. What about getting orders to move?
If you get orders to move, that's another beauty of the VA loan. You don't have to sell the house or get out from under it. You can rent that house out. The VA rules allow that.
Got it.
Now, there is a rule that says you're supposed to live in a house for 1 year before you rent it.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you get military orders, that's waived. And you can
Not
immediately
much
go on the market.
choice there.
You don't have much choice there, so they waive everything, and you can go ahead and rent it. So you're not going to get any penalties there.
Got it. Okay. Now, tell if you don't mind telling everybody, when did you serve, and what were you Air Force, were you Army, were you?
Yeah, I served in the
Navy?
United States Air Force from 1974 to 2000, 26 years. So
Awesome.
I've used my VA loan 3 different times. I currently have a VA loan, so it's an awesome way to go get a loan, and it's very simple. You don't do any other paperwork than what you do for any other loan, so it's very easy to get.
What states did you use your VA loan in?
I use mine in Florida, and I use it in Texas and Hawaii.
So a lot of people listening who are, retired or active military, they've probably spent some time in Hawaii or
Probably
spent
have.
some time
Yes.
in Texas or Florida or wherever. So I'm sure they're in very similar circumstances.
Yes.
One thing that I wanted to add to that is I have some rental properties, right? So, and we have renters. Of course, we have a mortgage. It's not a VA mortgage, but we have a mortgage, but our renters pay for our mortgage, right? So, and I tell these renters all the time, like, let's go help you find a house so you can have one of your own. My point being, though, is when you have military, like base military or base housing allowance, right?
Right.
Or BAH.
Your BAH. Yes.
And you're active and you're getting that payment every month. It's almost like having a built-in renter for your own home,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
So the military's paying you to go buy a home. And a lot of times I know that the payment for a home can go a little bit over BAH. So it's great to stay in that range.
Right.
But at the same time, that's a huge chunk of money.
It is. It's a huge chunk of money. And another great thing about the VA loan is if you do get in trouble with your loan, the VA will help you out. So if you do have trouble making your payments, you just go to the VA office and you talk to them, and they'll help you out for the military especially.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think it's a great program that's very supportive to our military. So that's very cool. If you have any questions, you can contact Darrell directly at the number below, or you can contact me at JOG Real Estate also at the number below. But hopefully this was informative. It got you at least getting your gears in your head started to move a little bit and think about the VA loan in a different way. So thanks for watching again. This is Mr. VA over here, Mr. Darrell Moses, and I'm Josh Otten from JOG Real Estate and Associates. Talk to you next time.